Two groups are working to clean up the Chavies and Buckhorn communities. What makes this partnership unique? Half is a jail's work release program, the other is students. And tension both at home and abroad continues to increase as the war between Israel and Hamas rages on. Now some U.S. officials are calling for the removal of a democratically elected leader.
Plus, rain chances are back as early as tonight. Those details coming up as Mountain News First at 4 continues.
Mountain News First at 4 continues.
We begin this half hour with some breaking news out of Perry County. We understand there is a bus and motorcycle that have crashed near the intersection of Kentucky 15, Highway 15, and Kentucky 28. Here is a closer look at that location. That intersection is the turnoff that heads out towards Chavies and Buckhorn if you're traveling north from Hazard. WYMT's Madison Carmouche arrived at the scene a short time ago. She joins us now live with the latest. Madison, what do you know?
Good evening, good afternoon, Steve. I am here in Perry County where a school bus and a motorcycle did have a collision here on this part of the highway. Now, when we just got here, we saw that the students were being transferred from one bus, the bus that did hit the motorcycle, to another bus. That bus actually just passed by us. If you did see it go past my left, there are also multiple Kentucky State troopers here, as well as a Grapevine Fire Department vehicle here as well. We do not have much information right now, but I do know that many of the students were just transferred, like I said, from the bus that hit the motorcycle to a new bus, and they were being taken, headed back in towards Hazard. The school that the bus comes from is not known at this time as well. We will continue to update you all as we learn more, but like I said, I'm here at the intersection of Kentucky 15 and 28 in Perry County, but for now, I'll send it back to you.
Madison, I don't know if you can hear me, but are there any injuries? I'm not sure at this time. I did try to speak to the Kentucky State Police. They said at this time they were not able to offer any information to me, but from what I can see, there has been no one taken away in this fire truck or an ambulance since we've been here. They did take the motorcycle. It was laying down. They took the markers of where the bike was laying, and then they have picked it up now. But as far as injuries, I do not have an official answer on that. And it looks like traffic is moving at least a little bit behind you, so the road is not completely shut down right now there on Highway 15?
No, the road is not shut down. Troopers are directing traffic at this time, giving both sides a chance to pass through, as well as on this other side where people are coming from 28. They are just using the lane sparingly at this time, but traffic is not shut down.
All right. Obviously, it's going to be congested in that area for a little bit, so you probably want to avoid the area. Madison, thank you very much for that live report, and we'll continue to follow it. But again, a school bus and motorcycle apparently collided there right at the intersection of 15 and 28. No word yet on injuries. Again, we'll continue to follow it and have an update later. The Kentucky River Regional Jail Work Release Program is doing a trash cleanup this week in the Chavies and Buckhorn communities of Perry County. WYMT's Olivia Calfee was in Buckhorn earlier today, and as she explains, it's not just the work release program trying to make the community a better place.
There are also several students that are out here taking part in today's cleanup. There are about 20 Buckhorn school athletes and students who say that they wanted to also love on their community and show people that it's important to make sure that it stays clean.
It means a lot. It does. We haven't been over here in, 2 years? And we still don't get to graduate over here, but hopefully the class next year will. We're over here cleaning up and hopefully get back at our school.
It's just a good feeling. I'm just excited to be out here and just clean up and help the community any way I can. We're all just excited to be out here. Just good to be back here.
And it's been fun to get to see the students out here taking part in this today. You can see how excited they are and what this means to them. And many of them have said they're ready to be back here in the fall. Reporting in Buckhorn, Olivia Calfee, WYMT Mountain News.
All right, Olivia, thank you. We'll take a closer look at the work release program and the cleanup efforts coming up tonight at 6. Lawmakers wasted no time today discussing House Bill 5. Right at 9 a.m., Democrats from both the House and Senate chambers spoke with reporters to express their concerns with the legislation, which they say would criminalize homelessness and increase the number of incarcerated Kentuckians. After the news conference, the Senate Judiciary Committee passed House Bill 5, which now goes on to the full state Senate.
It is crucial that the public and legislators understand the potential harmful beginnings or effects or impact of this legislation.
We do have a crime problem in Kentucky.
House Bill 5 was passed by the Senate Judiciary Committee by a vote of 7-3. Notably, committee chairman Senator Whitney Westerfield voted no. He said he would provide an explanation for his vote on the Senate floor. A vigil will take place shortly for a baby who died after a Powell County house fire. Keegan Haddix died Tuesday night after days on life support. Her father and brothers were also hospitalized but have since been released. People are expected to gather to remember her this evening at Clay City Park. The vigil starts at 5:30. Haddix's visitation will be tomorrow at Grayson Funeral Home from 6 to 8. Her funeral will be there Saturday at 11.
The big story on this Thursday, we are well above average. Temperatures should be in the upper 50s. Most of us close to 80 on this Thursday. Also watching out for an increase in that moisture as we go into late tonight, also on Friday. Right now, though, on First Alert Pinpoint Doppler, we are watching out for a few spotty sprinkles pushing into the Big Sandy Valley, close to Louisa and Lawrence County, also moving into portions of Wayne County as well, and possibly a few passing sprinkles close to Pippa Passes and Knott County, moving into southern Floyd County. A heavier shower on the board pushing into portions of Powell County, not too far away from Stanton. If you're taking the Mountain Parkway from Winchester to Stanton, you may run into a few showers over the next few minutes there. A live look from the Mountain Parkway in Slade. That current temperature is very warm, up to 77 degrees over in Powell County, 79 for Irvin, 81 over in Somerset, 79 for Pikeville, also in Prestonsburg at this hour. So we are tracking some very warm weather as we go into this evening, and we also stay mild overnight. Lows in the upper 50s to lower 60s, and again, that moisture is set to increase by late tonight, also on Friday. No severe weather issues, possibly a few heavier downpours, maybe some breezy winds, but nothing too crazy. The bigger story, we are turning soggy to close out the work week. Those details in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Cameron, thank you. International aid organizations are saying children in Gaza are dying of starvation and warn of a looming famine. This comes as the United States and several other countries airdrop food and work to deliver badly needed aid. CBS's Ian Lee reports.
The U.S. Air Force is on a critical mission. A C-17, one of the military's largest cargo planes, takes off. On board is badly needed aid. Once over Gaza, it's delivered to starving people on the ground. Drops like this provide a lifeline to Palestinians. It's easy to see why. Most live hand to mouth, relying on soup lines. This volunteer says the situation is difficult because of Israel's blockade. We find little that we can cook. The Muslim holy month of Ramadan is a time for fasting, but during the war, every bite is a blessing. For the Abu Rizk family, that means eating in what used to be their home. There's nothing that we can offer our children. No fresh food or meat. We only eat soup and canned food, says Mahmoud. On Gaza's coast, engineers build a makeshift pier for the delivery of 200 tons of aid from Cyprus. This will be the first of many, hope organizers.
I'm very hopeful that we can be bringing millions and millions of meals daily.
But as the fighting rages, getting food to those who need it is a challenge. Israeli troops continue to engage Hamas militants in street-to-street fighting in southern Gaza. While millions of displaced Palestinians hope to survive another day, in this months-long war. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
The death toll in Gaza has surpassed 31,000, while more than 73,000 have been injured. That's according to the Hamas-run Ministry of Health. In a speech that's getting some attention today from the Senate floor, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer called for a new election in Israel. In his speech, Schumer criticized Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, saying, quote, Prime Minister Netanyahu has lost his way by allowing his political survival to take precedence over the best interests of Israel, end quote. Now other U.S. lawmakers are reacting to Schumer's call for a new election.
The call for the removal of a democratically elected leader of Israel. This is unprecedented. We should not treat fellow democracies this way at all.
Also on Thursday, the State Department announced new sanctions on 3 Israeli settlers and 2 farms in the West Bank. This comes after President Biden signed an executive order last month targeting violent Israeli settlers who have undermined peace and security in the area. Coming up on First at 4, have you taken money out of your 401k account? My experts say that money could help in the short term, but cause even more pain in the future.
And a cold front is set to bring some more wet weather as we close out the work week. Those details coming up.